Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Remember, if you like it, subscribe, give me a thumbs up and tell your friends.
It's Brie OCD time, baby.
So, a little bit different this week. This is the final week of my powerlifting meet prep. So I want to give you a little rundown on what is powerlifting, what to expect, all the rules and regulations, and then it's meet day, baby. So, what is powerlifting? It's lifting heavy. It's lifting heavy stuff. There are 3 lifts in powerlifting: the squat, the bench, and the deadlift. So you get placed in a flight based on your weight class. I'm in the 48 kilogram, which is 105.7 pounds. In USPA, there's 44 kilogram. That's like children. I don't know who can weigh 44 kilograms. 48 kilograms, 52, 60, and it goes on and on. So obviously I'm in flight A because I'm so little. And then you get 3 attempts at each lift. So flight A is up, squat time. I do my squat. The rest of my flight goes, about 13 people. I'm back up again. I get my second attempt. The rest of the flight goes. I get my third attempt. The rest of the flight goes. Then the other flights go, B and C. It depends how many people are in the meet. Next up, it's bench time. Then deadlifts up. You get the idea. The judges are looking for, in each of these 3 lifts, certain things. So there are commands. So when I get up to do my squat, they say platform is ready. I go up, I unrack the bar. I wait for them to say start. I squat. I have to break parallel. So this would be parallel. This would be my hips breaking parallel. If these are my knees, hips, you want to break parallel. So that is where my butt has to be, down, below parallel. And then I come back up. I have to wait for them to say rack. So they say squat, I come back up, they say rack, I rack the bar. If you do any of those things before they say it, you're DQ'd for that lift. Bench, there are rules for bench. You lay on the bench and they say start. You pull it down to your chest, it has to rest on your chest. They say press, you press it up, you wait for the rack command, rack, and you rack it. So there are 3 commands on bench. If you do any of those things, if you rack it before they say rack, it doesn't matter how much you lifted, you're done for. Deadlift, there's not as many commands on deadlift. They say platform is ready, you walk out, walk up to the bar, lift it up. When you are in the top position, they will say down. You can put it down in a controlled manner. You cannot drop the bar from the top. And that's it for deadlift. So there's not as many rules, but it needs to be controlled. And for all of these 3 lifts, there can be no descension of the bar. So for me, when I benched 138 in nationals for USAPL, I was benching and I was struggling a little bit. I'm benching and little bit, my arms came down and then went back up. I didn't even notice it. I didn't even know I did it. But I was grinding away. They came down a teeny centimeter and I pushed it back up. Didn't count, right? So no descension at any time. If you are in the upward movement of the deadlift and you come down at any point, donezo. So what do we wear? So there's certain things. It has to be approved by the league that you are in. I don't know if it's a league, but I keep calling it that. So what is mandatory are socks. You have to have socks for squats. You have to have socks for deadlifts that cover up to your knees so that you're not grinding that bar against your skin and getting your skin particles on other people. You have to have on shoes. I use these Nikes, Romaleos, for my squatting and benching. You have to get your underwear approved. You have to have a singlet, and the singlet needs to be an approved singlet. So here's my sexy virus singlet that I wear. I love it when people think I'm bodybuilding. And I'm like, no high heels, no bathing suits. We got some really sexy garments here. It's like wrestling, like manly stuff. Let's go. You have to have on a t-shirt underneath your singlet for squat and bench because they don't want that bar rubbing against your skin. So I have my t-shirt with Sleeves, I have the singlet, I have the shoes, I have the socks. What is not mandatory is knee sleeves. So I have my SBD knee sleeves. I have my belt, my Inzer leather belt, and I love the leather belt because I don't have to be yanking with the prongs. I just literally slap this thing shut and I'm good to go when they say platform's ready for me to deadlift. And I'll put links to all these things below. And then I have wrist wraps, right? So, and I use these for bench. So I also have my deadlift slippers because I wear very supportive sneakers in real life. So you have to have something on besides just socks. So these are my deadlift slippers that I got at Lifting Large. I got these deadlift slippers. And again, I'll put a link to all my stuff below. For USPA, what's nice is they have a 24-hour weigh-in before. So I'm going to go up, so I'm competing Saturday. I'm going to go up Friday morning at 8:30 and I'm going to weigh in. I'm going to choose my rack heights. So that's when you go up to the bars, the equipment, and you pick where you want the rack. Obviously, I don't have it as high as somebody else because I'm short. But the weigh-in 24 hours is key. That means I can eat all I want on Friday day, get my energy up. For USAPL, which is the only other two competitions I've ever done, it's a 2-hour weigh-in. So you're weighing in that morning. So if you're not at weight, you're crap out of luck. In addition to getting your rack heights, they're also going to check all your equipment and make sure that it's approved equipment. So that way you have time as well to go get approved equipment if you need to. It's a local meet, so they might not be as strict as if it was a national meet, but I have all my stuff that I've worn, and I have a backup singlet that I wore for nationals just in case, so that I have options, different socks, whatever. All right, weigh-in day, equipment check, and rack heights. I got here at 7:45 in the morning to make sure that I was first in line.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have a signing at 10 a.m. It's a triple signing. I could not pass it down. So I got here before anybody else. Blake went over to Starbucks. I went in. The guy came. I went in. I got my rack heights all set up. He helped me out with that. Then we just waited. We waited, and as more people filed in, I'm like, I better be first to get my name on that list. And this kid, when Rick came, the owner of Ironmonger's Gym, this kid started like walking up towards the table. I go, don't think you're cutting in front of me. I go, I'll body slam you. Blake just started laughing.
She actually said that.
So then we checked in. I did all my equipment check. It was super quick equipment check. I was worried about, some things maybe not being on the list, but it's fine usually at the local meets. They're all like regulation standard. And then we just had to wait till 9 a.m. and I just weighed in at 47.3. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you that.
Yeah.
47.3, so I'm definitely under my 48 kilograms, but I'm about to pound some Pedialyte, a protein shake,
A lot of carbs.
my yogurt, all of that. So, all good. Tomorrow, meet day. Let's go.
Let's get it.
What happens the day of? I'm going to get there, I'm going to roll out, I'm going to just get situated, and I'm at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to be in the back, and I'm going to start warming up for my squats. That's the only thing I'm going to warm up for. Because then, while the other flights are going, then I'm going to start warming up for bench around Flight C. Then, while everybody's finishing benching, I'll start warming up for deadlifts. So hopefully they keep this thing going because powerlifting is a long day. So when people say they want to come, I'm like, okay, that's your choice, which I want them there, but it's a long day. Like, it is a long freaking day. This year, I'm also going for, this is my first USPA meet. I'm going to go to break some records. I want to beat the local and national squat record. I'm going for the local deadlift record, and I'm going for the local total record. So that's your squat, bench, and deadlift all added up. So wish me luck. You're about to see what happened. Spoiler alert, let's see. I have my mantra going. I am strong. I am healthy. I'm gonna mother effing kill it. I started my opening attempts on squats at 210. All of your opening attempts should be something that you could do if you had the flu. 210 felt great, went up to 226, which broke the national and local record. Didn't fly as fast as I wanted it to, so I went to 232, which felt pretty darn good, and then went up to 237 for my fourth attempt, which you only get if you're breaking a national or state record. Then we went over to bench. I started with 126. I got all white lights on all of these lifts. Then I went up to 132, which should have been 138, but they messed up my attempt. But that flew, so I went to 138. And I could have had a fourth attempt to break the record, or attempt to, but a couple pounds on bench makes a lot of a difference, and 138 didn't feel that good, so I decided to just stay there and save my energy for deadlifts. 286 flew, feeling so good, especially after that bad deadlift day. So then I went up to 308, which broke the local state record, and that felt pretty darn good. And then went up to 320. This would have been a lifetime PR. But the powder on the bar made my hands so slippery, and I'm going to be thinking about this for life. And that's a wrap. I feel phenomenal. I feel a little bummed at that last lift just because it wasn't my fault. I was in a controlled upward movement, and the powder on the bar, when you hear an owner after you lift say, "Hey, clean that bar off. Everyone's complaining it's slippery." After you lift and dropped it, like really? It's crushing my soul, but I can't think about that. I need to think about the fact that I went 9 for 10 on my lifts. I broke 4 records, and I had a great day. Just so you guys know, all you need are 2 out of 3 white lights on a lift. If you get 2 red lights, the lift is disqualified. So I went 2 for 3 white lights on my first 2 squats. My left hip with my scoliosis doesn't sink sometimes as far as the other one. I stretched it out, and I was good on the last 2 lifts. I broke the squat national and state record. I went over to bench, and it felt pretty darn good. Not good enough to break the state record, but then I went over to deadlifts, and I broke the state record on deadlifts with my 308 pull, and then 320 just wasn't there next time. So, I drank Pedialyte basically the whole day. I ate a lot of Sour Patch gummies, and it was just an overall great day. I met so many good people, new friends, badass, strong women, and it's gonna go down as a memorable one for me. So hopefully next up, Ireland for IPL Worlds. Let's go. Remember, if you like my channel, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and tell your friends.